on YouTube. But and so Friday you'll get to see the Kindle and also hard copy. But today the paperback is out, and you know the single most important thing, well, the single most sad thing for me today, the thing that make me sad today more than anything else, you know, around all the happiness that I've had since last night, the one thing that I am sad about is that my mom is not here to help me read this book. Because I know right throughout all the writings and stuff, she was on my mind. And I know that everything that's in the book has a lot to do with her. Because my mom has been, you know, the first time I became aware of why I was on her shoulder, you know. And so mom has been there for me ever since then. And she passed away in 2019. Um, but I am absolutely positively sure that she would be enjoying the contents of this book. It took me something like 7 years to complete the whole book because I've tried several times. I think from like 1995, I've been trying to write a book because I have so many things in my mind to talk about and just couldn't get it done. How do I sign in for today's event? I, I don't need I don't you don't need to sign in. You should be just here. Right? You should just be just here, Val. Do you have to sign in? Does it say you have to sign in? It says, welcome to the chat. You can chat with me live. So I don't think that you need to sign in. You're just here, right? I hope you're hearing me. But it's such an important day for me. Last night, for the past week, I've been going back and forth. This Amazon technology, though they say it's easy, you have to fit into their kind of platform. All of the intricate pieces, you have to be able to negotiate your way through all of those things to get to publishing your book. And so I've had a lot of challenges. I know I'm an expert now. If I had to do it all over again, I would know exactly what to do. But it's been such a challenge because I finished with the book from about 2 weeks ago, but it's been a challenge maneuvering Amazon and getting through. But last night, after they sent me the note and say, "Hey, your book was published," it was just heaven for me, and so I got everything that I wanted inside it, and so when I said to you that I had a lot of things to talk about, it's been my journey since I was 3 years. The book is about my journey from I was 3 or 4, somewhere there, until I was about 20, 19, 20. And so it gave me a lot of pleasure to write. I wrote I wrote I wrote stories. I deleted stories. There were some that were uncomfortable. There were some that were and it took me up into the high mountains and to the low into the valleys. And every day that I read and rewrite, I go through the same emotions as though I'm living them, you know. And so uh, one of the big things that really made me feel good this morning after I woke up was that I got a text from my primary school, and I'm going to do a book signing there at the primary school where it all took place, where um, a lot of my life stories surround my primary school and my high school. So I'm going to be doing a book signing at my primary school, and that brings back a lot of memories for me because primary school is where that foundation was laid. Whomever I am today, it's the same person I was at primary school. I believe so, along with strengthening of character and strengthening of moral values and strengthening of intellectual values and so forth. Those things may have gotten stronger, but the core of who I am still is at the primary school level. And so I feel honored that I'm gonna be able to go to the school and relive. And in fact, incidentally, when I was talking to the teacher this morning, she reminded me of the fact that the school, big part of the school burned down. A huge part of the school burned down, including their their sporting equipment room with all of the balls and everything, everything. It's burned down, and so they're going to be in a rebuilding mode. But I recall that primary school in its state in 1966, and so I got a chance to look back at what it was, and it's going to give me pleasure in actually going to the school to see what it is now versus what it was then, right? And so, because as I go on that campus, I'm going to be looking for the things that I brought out in my book, all of those little fine points and stuff. I'm going to look if they're there, and if they're not there, I'm going to pinpoint to somebody that this was right here. So I was very excited to wake up to a call this morning from the primary school. Well, she texted me, and then I called her back, and so we agreed that I'm going to be there on the 4th of April, the 4th of April, at their devotion. So I'm going to go through their devotion, and then I'm going to talk to the students and the teachers and the staff, everybody. I'm going to have a chance to talk to them. That is going to be an emotional thing for me, because I'm telling you, my foundation is right there. And once you read that book, you'll feel everything that I felt as I walked through the pages with my pen and so forth, right? And then I get a chance also to go to the high school. Then it was a secondary school, right? It was a secondary school then. And that also forms a humongous part of my who I am. You have to remember that you transition from primary school to secondary school back in the days, and the secondary school is when you almost start to become a man, right? You almost start to become a man or a woman, right? Because all of these things start happening to you. You start wondering about what they are and so forth. And so, between 1966 and 1973, those years, the primary years were my foundational years. 73 to 78 were years that I built on who I became at primary school. And it is, in fact, something that I feel very, very honored to have gone through the whole process of that primary school. And you'll see and you'll feel, hopefully, you'll feel everything that I was feeling as I wrote and as I traveled through, because I recalled every step of the way, and it's beautiful. I really like whenever I go back and read, it feels good to go back and read. And so, I had hundreds of friends around me, people that I competed with in track and field, in volleyball, and sang. I mean, I had friends galore coming up, that some that are still my friends today. We may not talk very often, but when we talk, when we get a chance to speak to each other, it is just really a nice opportunity to reflect on the things that you did as a child. And so, my mom didn't have a lot of rain on me, so I got a chance to explore my world and grow with it as much as I can, keeping certain things about me intact and unchanged. And so whomever I was when I was 6 to 8 to 10 to 11, and from 12 to 18, I still am that person. I haven't changed. So the belief that I built up, and trust me, a big part of it was church, right? And so you grow with these values because mom says that this is the way that things are to be as a person, and you live it. And there have been minor changes here and there because they have to adjust to how life is and so forth. But that core person is still that same 6-year-old, that 10-year-old guy that is still there. And so I welcome you to the book. It's called From Shadows to Sunshine, and it's very critical. You have to think about that title very carefully. It says From Shadows to Sunshine, and if you go and look at that, go to Google the meaning of that. Just Google it, From Shadows to Sunshine. It'll tell you about how the struggles that one has and how those struggles became a part of their sunlight. Now, sunlight reflects, the sunshine is defined as who you have become, right? The positive image of yourself as a grown adult. And the shadow, from shadow, is all the barriers that could have stopped you and probably have stopped you, but you found other ways around it. So there are hurdles, very high hurdles. So from being blocked or being stopped, the shadows, to evolving into sunshine, which is bright and sunny, and that goes with vibrancy and positivity. And so I welcome you to explore the shadows, the valleys, the dark spots in my life, and how those were transitioned into who I am today. I welcome you to the book. I want you to be a part of it. It's going to be something that I've listened to a couple of people who are reviewing the book, and they have nothing but the best of best things to say. And when I hear them talk, I say to myself, yeah, that's the same way I feel. So I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts. And if you read, once you read the book, please go ahead and give me a review, show me what it is, or tell me what it is that you thought while you were reading. Tell me the high points, tell me the low points, and all of that good stuff. It's going to be exciting. To me, it's very, very exciting. So I look forward to hearing from you. Remember, the book is on Amazon. You can order it at any point in time. If you're in Canada, be careful. You got to order quick because this thing between Canada and the United States getting kind of out of hand. So please just go ahead and order as early as you can. I tried to bring down as the best as I could the price of the hard copy as close as I could to the paperback, so that it's not too expensive for people, and it's a way to be able to purchase the hard copy over the soft copy. Whichever one you choose, it's fine. But the prices are like $2 or $3 apart, and so that you can make the choice an easier choice for you. But I do welcome you. It's on, as I said, it's on what you may call it. It's on Amazon, and then I'll have several launching. But don't wait for the launching, because I don't think I'll have enough books at the launching. So if you're going to come to the launching, and I want you to, please come with your book in hand so that I can sign it, right? Because that's going to be something very, very, I don't want to put too much pressure in lugging books around when we can order it from Amazon, right? So here are the spaces that I'm going to be at for book signing or book launch. The first place is at Exed Community College. That's Excelsior Community College, and that's going to be on the 2nd of April, right? And the 2nd of April happens to be, these dates are very, very key. The release date of my book was supposed to have been on Mom's second birthday, the 22nd of March. The first day of this book signing at Excelsior Community College is on a dear friend of mine's birthday, someone that I grew up with, that shared this journey with me from primary school all the way to high school. Her name is Pat Laws, right? So Pat's birthday is on the 2nd of April. So I'm happy to share that date with the launch date with Pat's birthday. That's really important to me because Pat, I love her to death. I mean, she's like more than a sister to me. She's been there from me from a come out of mama belly. Pat's been there. So we went through grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, grade 5, grade 6, all the way up to the end of high school. And we remain closest of friends. So Pat's birthday is going to be a key day for me. I'm also going to be on the 3rd, on the 4th, I'm going to have not just a book signing, but storytelling kind of a deal at my primary school on the 4th of April. So the primary school, I'm going to share devotion with them at 9 o'clock in the morning, right? So if you know where Arkansas primary school is, and you want to join the devotion, I think the teachers will be fine with that because they're going to have some parents in there. Also at midday from the primary school, I'd be at the high school at midday, right? So that's on the 4th, April 4th. On April 12th, I'll be in Canada to launch at, I'll have to tell you what day, so let's put that at TBD for now, TBD to be announced, or TBA to be announced, right? Or to be determined on April 12th. On May 3rd, I should be in New York. On June 8th, yes, June 8th, I'll be at in Florida, in Fort Lauderdale. That's June 8th. On June 22nd, I'll be in California. And I'll be back in Canada sometime in June. So I'm not so sure which one of those dates yet for the Canada, the final date. But Canada should be a big one. It's going to be one of those spaces in Canada. So I look forward to it. But the first two are important. I need you to know, if you live in Jamaica or you're traveling to Jamaica, the first two dates, April 2nd and April 4th, I'll be in Kingston and also in St. Mary. And St. Mary has a lot of, oh my God, pimples and all kind of goosebump coming up on my skin when I think about St. Mary, Arcabessa Primary School and Arcabessa High School. Those are very, very dear to me. And so I'm happy to have been, to be joining the school for the grand launch of my book. All right, so I think that's it. Me chat too much right now. It's been such a long time. I plan to stay here 3 minutes, but when you come by us, it's like, at the mic, and it's like, may fall in love. But it's really nice of you to join me. I thank you so much for being here. I thank all the persons also who are hoping to join me through my book, by buying it. It's $24.99 US for the paperback, $27.99 for the hard copy, and $9.99 anywhere you go for the electronic book. All right. So you have a wonderful day. If you have any questions, I'll answer. Shoot me a question on this chat and I'll answer you. All right. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye now. Take care. Leo Gilling.